Hi guys and welcome back to Tommy's Starcraft. This is your host Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay for you guys. And once again a great engagement here in between two pro gamers from the South Korean scene. Let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. We have spawning in the upper left in the orange 30 years old, aka Iris, a very talented South Korean player. And his opponent is going to be none other than BISU here, spawning with his AK only star as the white Protoss in the lower right part of the map. So truly a very interesting matchup we have here once again on this channel. Once again a Protoss versus Terran, very interesting. However, look at that, BISU already sending out the probe here out on the map, so pretty interesting stuff by him. I guess he just doesn't really want to know where exactly his opponent is and what he's doing, as both players are currently just mining, as it is pretty usual here in StarCraft. And look at that, he's actually placing here a pylon. So this looks like a proxy engagement here for BISU, a proxy gateway perhaps a forge. I don't think so that it's going to be a forge. It could be a cannon rush, but a cannon rush would be of course very risky, so BISU might opt here into placing a gateway. Let's just see what his decision is going to be. It is indeed a gateway. So we have a rush here. A lot of Protoss are doing this against the Terran, as the Zealot is very strong in the first period of the game. The map they're playing on is Cartagena. He also steals the gas here, so very sneaky gameplay here by BISU in the early game. Really interesting. So like I told you, if you're playing on the ladder, if you see recent games, a lot of Protosses do this to Terran just to hurt their economy, just to hurt their early game. And this map of course allows this, as the gap is here very huge, so you could walk on here with your Zealots. At the same time, BISU tries of course to be as annoying as possible. Iris already sending out a SCV. He's sensing that something is coming towards his way. And indeed he finds the gateway here for BISU. What exactly is going to BISU do in this main? Another pylon. This SCV will perhaps attack either the gateway or the pylon. First Zealot is being brought into the game. Gas, like I told you guys, is being stolen. Another supply depot. So what the Terran has to do here right now is just to place his marines as good as possible here in between those buildings. He's already building his second barracks. Of course, Marines are a ranged unit versus the Zealot. In comes the first Zealot. There's just one Marine here, so some SCV might get pulled here from the mineral line. One SCV already been taken out. That Zealot taking, however, a lot of damage. Zealot already shields are down. Nice micro here with that SCV, as BISU has to pull back his first Zealot. So pretty good hold here by Iris, only using one SCV there. His second barracks is up. Pretty sure BISU is going to bring his second Zealot pretty soon. There it is. Let's just look at the life bars of these units. His second Zealot is here. Two SCVs are being pulled. Nice hidden strategy here for Iris, as he hides his Marine in this choke point. I believe that one Zealot has been taken out. He even placed a pylon here, but the SCVs took care of that. So pretty good hold here for Iris. Just shows you guys, if you play Terran, how you are supposed to hold this. Of course, another Marine will very likely get taken out, as there are so many Marines now on the map. Two are even very low on the HP. But look, this choke point right here is the saving grace here for Iris, as he micros his Marines back and forward. So pretty good stuff here by him. But BISU already on his third Zealot, so very strong. Let's have a look what BISU is next up to. He's expanding, of course. Also builds a gateway here in his main. These units are still up, these buildings are still up for him, so. But in the end, Iris just of course holds his moving now, even out with two SCVs in the front. And lots of Marines, 3 Marines are very hurt, but at the same time he feels very confident, so he's going to push this aggression back, and very likely is going to fend off here the first attack here by BISU. Very aggressive attack here by BISU, already at 4 Zealots. But very good hold here by Iris, showing us how this strategy is being held off if you're a Terran player against the Protoss, because like I told you guys, a lot of Protosses on the ladder are currently doing this cheesy gameplay, of course, as it allows them, given the fact that the Zealots are very strong. So all you have to do, like I told you guys, is just place your Marines perhaps here or here and just be very good with that micro. so many Marines here already for Iris. He could even push out here, he could go for a bunker rush. Now he's very confident he might kill this, as there's only 5 zealots, but BISU perhaps is just waiting to surround those units here for Iris. So let's just have a look at the follow-up. One SCV is already moving out into BISU's base just to see what's going on. I believe BISU already at 7, no, it's 6 zealots as he moves once again in, although now there's 7. And once again the Sim City of the Terran is going to be his saving grace. Look at that, BISU not able to push here through as these Marines are very strong here, clumped up together. He's even building another structure here, another supply depot and a scan. SCV makes his way now here, sees the expansion from BISU. And BISU at 25 workers compared to 23, so not that many losses here for Iris. Very good hold for him, and a good lesson for us all if you're playing Terran, how to hold this early aggression here by the Protoss. BISU also builds a forge. Now in comes the move out. There are some Marines, medics now even on the map. So pretty good stuff here. BISU is trying to go for a surround here, but those medics are of course saving here Iris, as BISU is forced to push back. And there's also Stim here being researched, finishing research here by Iris. So Iris looking very confident. He could of course try a bunker rush like I told you guys, but there's the first Dragoons out, and I think that BISU will very likely hold, given the fact that the Dragoons are very good against bunker rushes and Marines. Of course, if you out micro the Marines with Dragoons, you can deal so much damage. You can just kite back and forward and just kill one Marine after other. Still, however, Iris is pushing out with his forces. He's feeling of course very confident. He's already at 51 supply versus 49 of BISU, but BISU already sinking very forward, already places here 3 cannons, so he should be able to hold this push very likely, even though the Terran has Stim of course for his Marines. Here we go, first engagement. I don't know if Iris should push here. Of course he's going to pull back, as already 5 Marines have been taken out, and BISU is even pushing more and more forward. However, now the Terran on the high ground, he might have the advantage once again with those medics. Those medics very good here for Iris, saving that one Marine or 2, as BISU just holds his position for now. So pretty good engagement, pretty great early aggression in this game. BISU might take out another Marine or 2. There's 4 medics here and a nice group of Marines. BISU, however, decides to be aggressive, as he thinks that of course his cannons will hold this push here by Iris. Let's have a look at BISU's main. He's already going for Robotics facilities, so he might go into reverse. Of course he needs an observer pretty soon, as I'm sure that the Terran is going into mech. Of course lots of Terrans are transitioning into mechanical units. Siege tanks with vultures and Goliaths of course a very good option here if you're a Terran versus a Protoss. BISU tried to do some damage here, but there's already a bunker out with those Marines in it, so he has to pull back of course, as the tanks are going to pretty sure siege up very soon here and defend this location. So things finally settle down. BISU over at the 10 advantage of workers. Even might get us around here. Pretty good job here, but Iris is going to make it out from here. But this is what I told you guys, Dragoons are very good against Marines. You just kite them back and forward and you're able to kill so many Marines, and this is exactly why most Terrans have chosen to go indeed for a mass mechanic building, mass vultures like I told you, with tanks, and later on of course Goliaths in case the Protoss wishes to go into a carrier build, an arbiter build, and so on. So we're going to see what exactly BISU is going to for. He's of course known for his carriers, he's known for his arbiters. Very good stuff by him. Has an observatory and also a Citadel of Adun. Perhaps he wishes to upgrade the Zealot's legs. We have pretty soon another expansion here by BISU, as he's blocking this entrance here with pylons that many Protoss do this, of course, just to fend off the vulture aggression. So once again things are settling down here. We could even say that BISU still on an advantage here worker wise. He's at 53, always 10 workers more than the Terran. So pretty good stuff by both players. A nice hold in the beginning of the game by Iris. But of course I think he's going to massively change his attack tactics now into mass factories, of course, and even decides to place an expansion for himself. So the question is now, what exactly is BISU going to transfer in? Let's just have a look. I see another gateway, Templar's Archive, another gateway, so it looks like this probably will be a massive push with Zealots, with Dragoons. Perhaps you will add a Reaver or two, perhaps Psionic Storm would be a good option. He's also known for his great Psionic Storm usage. Carriers, but I think that it will very likely be Arbiter built here, as there's so many gateways already out. So yeah, let's have a look. So it's pretty sure that the Terran will go into mass mech. Of course, Vultures already out on the map, trying to deal as much damage as possible with those mines. BISU really needs that observer as quickly as possible out on the map. Is there one? Perhaps here indeed, and he's also expanding at this position. But he really needs another observer or two just to fend off more attacks here by Iris. Slowly, of course, Iris is moving out. Notice that he's placing some turrets here on the map just to locate this observer, just to locate any Dark Templar harassment. Of course, these turrets are anti-air, but they're also very good at detecting Dark Templars. And once again, mines are being placed all over the map. We have a shuttle here for BISU, containing 4 Zealots. Of course, Zealots very good if you just drop them into a clumped up unit composition of tanks. But Iris does a great job here in spreading his tanks, so pretty good stuff. However, if the tanks are clumped together and you drop those Zealots onto them, you will deal, of course, massive splash damage. Let's just have a look at the first drop here. Iris perhaps is expecting Reavers, but no, it's just 4 Zealots here, so the SCV is in a little bit of trouble. One is already been taken out, SCVs are getting clumped up, but now in come the fast Vultures here for Iris, as he's able to kill one Zealot. Let's just have a look. No, he actually didn't kill one Zealot, just hurt him, as BISU has to back up. Perhaps a Reaver drop would have been more effective here, but BISU, of course, knowing better than me what exactly he is up to, is going to try perhaps once again to do another drop here to just deny as much mining time as possible. Iris already also expanding at this position. BISU moves out here with a small group. Vultures are in position, so BISU's attack is being held off. He's also moving out here with this Dragoons, and yeah, a little bit impatient here, not waiting here for his observer. Takes some damage, loses 2 Dragoons. Let's just have a look at the main from BISU here. The first Arbiter is indeed out, but look at that, what a surprise. He's also building another Stargate here with a fleet beacon, so he's indeed, I don't know what exactly he's up to. Maybe it's just to fool Iris with a scan here perhaps, but I'm pretty sure that with this investment, he's actually going into carriers. So pretty interesting stuff here by BISU. Even builds another Stargate here. Pretty interesting. So indeed, BISU is probably going to just for one Arbiter and then a mass carriers we're about to see. Nice drop here with a dropship, I believe. A tank and 2 Vulture, but this will be held off, of course, for BISU. Zealot legs hasn't been upgraded yet, and these Zealots will soak up the damage from the mine and actually deal so much splash damage to that siege tank. Let's just have a look at the upgrades. 0 to 1 only here for BISU, and Iris is also at 0 to 1. A nice beeline here for Iris in the middle of the map. Some Goliaths are here, of course, present. The science vessel like Flash has shown us in previous replays. It's vital here against those Arbiters. With that EMP shockwave you can, of course, kill the energy of the Arbiters. We have a move out here, could be an engagement. BISU not paying attention here. Some of his units are taking damage, but now finally he is backing off. He's even clearing more and more mines on the map. Let's just have a look. Did the production here start for BISU? Does he have enough money? He's actually building another Arbiter and now pumping one carrier. So Iris with his small group here of Goliaths not really ready, but then again he has so many factories here in his main. However, he's not producing Goliaths, he's just going straight for vultures with mass siege tanks. Of course, he's expecting a mass zealot with dragoons and arbiters built in here by BISU, but BISU might trick him. He did a nice placement here of these stargates. So if a scan comes out, he's just going to scan these gateways here. He's even leaving an arbiter here, but this placement is a little bit hidden, so nicely done here by BISU. And even a recall, which I almost lost here, so good engagement here by BISU once again. But that drop was very likely straight into those siege tanks. It is going to be held off here by Iris. Pretty good job here by him. Of course, both players have lost many units. However, BISU already at 180 supply. There are some Goliaths out here. This will be cleared, of course. Perhaps BISU even wanting to lose all those units just to transition. Look at that, he's transitioning into mass carriers or mass, I don't think it's mass arbiters. Let's just have a look. Carriers is indeed for BISU. So many carriers are being produced now. So I guess he's going to sacrifice even more and more units. Perhaps it's just leaving some dragoons on zealots and arbiter or two. Even bring some more units here, just go recklessly here into this base. He is of course going to deal some damage, but like I told you, Iris thinks that it is indeed going to remain at this group of zealots with dragoons. Even kills those 3 tanks, a pretty nice job here for him. Eventually this will be cleared, but these are just causing some chaos here. Those SCVs are nicely clumped together, so in the end this is going to be of course held off. 62 workers here for Iris versus the 68. Let's just have a look. Does Iris have enough anti-air here against the mass carriers? Let's just have a look. What exactly is he producing? Factories aren't producing anything yet. Of course, the minerals aren't that big, but BISU's economy is very strongly kicking in. I think that these should be his carriers. 3 carriers out on the map. More and more carriers are following here for BISU. Some turrets are here as an anti-air. But the problem is going to be what exactly is he going to follow up here, because if he's going to produce more and more tanks with vultures, he's in pretty much big damage. Oh, hold on, he has actually some starports here, so he's going for a race. Interestingly enough, interesting option here, going for a race. He actually has 3 starports and another recall, which I sadly missed. Sorry about that one, guys. But yeah, Iris is pretty much going to fend this off, of course, without having that many losses to suffer. But like I told you guys, BISU really wanting perhaps to lose so much supply as possible, just to transition straight into carriers. And given the fact that there are just 6 raids here, I don't know it would be enough against those carriers with dragoons. So perhaps, yes indeed, BISU is going to add some dragoons just as a counter for those raids. So it's perhaps going to be carriers with mass dragoons against this army composition here by Iris. Still so many raids. So interestingly enough, he decides not to go for Goliaths, but straight for raids, having so many raids already out on the map. We will see what's going to happen. Perhaps he's going to hold. I mean, tanks are very good against those dragoons. Goliaths would have been even better against the carriers. And here we go, we have a first move out here once again by BISU. Notice that he has added of course some Corsairs. Corsairs very good with their splash damage against those forays. He really needs to wait for his observer here. BISU needs to be very careful. If he's not having observers, he is going to be... Oh, there are the observers. His carriers would have been in trouble. Here we go. Lots of damage here from those carriers. Very beautifully here for BISU. How many carriers does he? I see only 6. Really great stuff here. Where are those rays? Some EMP shockwave goes out, some defensive matrix on that Goliath. In comes the race, very late race, and the dragoons already in position there, protecting here the carriers. But the dragoons are of course a great counter against those rays, so BISU feeling very confident here. Even those Corsairs in the back just wait for the race to come, and as soon as they arrive they will of course deal that splash damage. So things looks pretty good here for BISU. Nice EMP shockwave against those carriers, just taking out that shield. But I think that the race have been a pretty bad idea here for Iris, as he needs to back up a little bit and just allow here BISU just to completely obliterate here this expansion. So nice job here by BISU. The race tactic was a little bit out of the ordinary. Of course it would have been great if there wasn't no observers, but BISU at the same time adding 3 or 4 Corsairs, knowing exactly how to counter that race tactic here by Iris. Pretty good job here by both players. A nice hold at the beginning of the game by Iris, showing you guys if you're a Terran how to hold an early aggression, even if it's BISU. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I see you in the next replay. Thank you for watching.